everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Party Chat. I am Patrox.
And just like a few seconds ago, I am still Obey the Fist.
And this is still Steve. Say hi, Steve.
Hello.
I just want you to say hi, Steve. No, cool week. Cool week this week. We've had a lot of cool things go on.
Cool announcements, some weird ones.
Cool is subjective, but
Let's just start with the elephant in the room.
things were announced.
Todd Howard is at it again.
I totally forgot about that.
Skyrim 12, everybody. Get pumped. You can go fishing now.
Ugh.
So basically, yeah, Skyrim, what is it, the anniversary edition is what they're calling it?
Who
I
cares?
think, or the complete edition, I don't know. It is
Super grade, deluxe, max pass,
Bio
prime
Broly.
plus.
Bio Broly gifting 2 tier 1 subs. They were gifted to
Damn decent of you.
Minnie Vandal and Chelsea Mumwa. Mumwa.
2024.
I'm more excited about that than I am about new Skyrim.
Yeah, thanks for the gifts. Welcome to the sub list, guys. So yeah, anniversary update. It's a free update, and all it is basically they included and made sure that a certain list of mods works flawlessly within the game at base level. And those mods, which are like HD texture mods, the fishing mods, won't interfere with your achievement gathering anymore.
So let me get this straight. Todd Howard was like, we're going to do a brand new edition of the game to go ahead and officially include all of the content that people who did not get paid for their work made for it. Is that what I'm understanding? Is that
Todd Howard said, we are going to officially include everything that you have unofficially been including for the last 10 years.
You know what, man? There's worse things. They're like, at least he's not
They're not charging
money
for it. It's free. Like,
It's free. Maybe now I can actually play Dawnguard without encountering that bug that makes it impossible to progress in Dawnguard because the quest giver's like, we got to go kill that bear, and I'm like, the bear's dead. I don't know. I can't kill it again. Please, just go. Its body is right there. You can see it. No, we got to kill the bear before I take you to the fortress.
can you use like a necromancy spell too? And then kill it again?
You know, I haven't tried that, but I also don't care enough to. So,
Fair enough.
but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe this will be what I need to. You can't give us a little crumb about Elder Scrolls 6 with this, man. You can't drop something.
Or Space
A new screenshot.
What about Space Elder Scrolls?
Starfield.
Space Elder Scrolls? If it's not Space Elder Scrolls, I'm not buying it. Call it what you will.
I mean, I just don't see what it's gonna do that No Man's Sky hasn't already done probably as good as it can be. I don't see what's gonna.
Story.
Okay.
Yeah, but who played Skyrim for the story? I didn't play Skyrim for the story.
I will say that I played a whole lot of Skyrim without even knowing what the Greybeards looked like. I did a lot of Skyrim without ever knowing that there was that the dragon at the beginning was important. Like, I did a lot of Skyrim.
How much Skyrim did you do without learning how to shout? Is it way too much?
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, no, that's not true because I did. No, because don't you like immediately know Foos? Don't you automatically?
Pretty early.
You have to go talk to the Greybeards in order to know Foos? Are you sure?
I think so. I don't remember now, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, you had to, because they were like, oh, you sucked in the soul and you need to learn how to use it. Or, you know what? No, because maybe you using it the first time is what summons the Greybeards. I don't.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I don't remember.
Look, either way, it's not super important because at the end of the day, like, okay, yeah, maybe it'll have a story. I don't care. I don't care. That's not what I go into a Bethesda game for. I'm not here for a compelling narrative. Dude, I don't remember what the hell the NCR was going through. I know that, like, they didn't have power, I think, at one point, but I don't care. You know why? Because I was out there in the wasteland fighting legionnaires and deathclaws and having a grand old time just asserting my dominance over a post-apocalyptic desert. I don't care what's happening behind the scenes.
That's fair. But if you care what's happening behind the scenes, you should definitely make sure to follow us on all our social medias here. There's a box on the screen, Steve. You got to get in it.
I haven't.
Am I in the box?
And oh yeah, I could hit it on the side from over here.
I can't see the box.
It's
Right there.
It's really low now.
Oh.
It's
It's right-
the box.
It's right here.
Yeah. Okay. Good box. Also today, if you notice these cool things on our table, these are some giveaways today. If you follow us and you're in chat before the break, right? That's the one. Yep. But before our break, we are going to this one. It's a little potion bottle from the Pokémans. We're gonna give this away. So follow us and make sure to stay tuned because it will only go to a live viewer. And if you stick around till the end of the show, when we end tonight, we're gonna give this away. This lovely Pokeball trophy that is modeled after the new Pokemon Arceus.
Which is something else we could go ahead and talk about.
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah, new Arceus trailer, leaving some mixed feelings in the bag.
Just bad ones. They're just bad feelings.
See, that's
not just
oversimplification. Oversimplification. Because look, I'm not gonna try and play the devil's advocate about it not looking that bad. Because even though I don't have a reputation, I'd like to not have a bad one. So, yes, the game does not look the way it's supposed to. I would challenge anybody who said otherwise. But what I am interested in is the mechanical changes that we are having going forward. The idea of being encountering Pokemon in the wild and being able to actually be a trainer instead of at these random encounters or hitting them and then going to the separate battlefield. Having it all happen in real time seems very, very cool to me.
I wish that if they were gonna go that route, they would have gotten rid of the turns-based element to it, because we saw those little glimpses of combat.
And it's just traditional Pokemon.
Yeah, where once your Pokemon is out, it just becomes turn-based, traditional Pokemon. We have Pokken. We have Pokken Tournament. We have Pokemon Unite now. We have learned how to make Pokemon do moves in real time. We could have went that way.
The problem is that clunks. See Ni no Kuni. It's a good game.
I really
that
like
battle
Ni no
system is very clunky.
Yeah, but I still like it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really good.
But if what you're looking for is an improvement on the battle formula, that's probably not the way I would go. Unless what you were doing is straight up, you throw something out and then you are controlling that creature.
Right. Now, also remember too that this isn't a Pokemon game. This is it's a new series in the series. It is Pokemon Legends.
Looks an awful lot like a regular Pokemon game.
Well, so based on predated material, nothing from that game has to carry over into the next iterations of mainstream Pokemon. See the Let's Go mechanic. That looked like
Correct.
a regular Pokemon game,
is-
but it wasn't.
This is an opportunity because
They get to test some waters.
yeah, Pokemon is in a place right now where it's kind of become too big to take any real chances. Because if you mess with that formula in the mainstream game, that is going to do significantly more damage than if you do experiments with something that's outside of the mainstream games, like Pokemon Legends.
See, I already got rid of my copy of Pokemon Shield. I've played the mainline story. Didn't really care to do all the things that I used to do when I was young and full of energy. But
And just had oodles and oodles of
tons
time.
What was the zone called that was so new and revolutionary? Wild Zone?
The wild area.
The wild area? This game just looks like a giant wild area. It
Worse.
just looks like a giant, lower quality wild area.
Right,
You
but
just run around and encounter Pokemon in real time instead of random battles. And who knows, there might still be a cutaway scene to fights. They didn't show us that.
We did see like a scene of like them throwing the Pokeball, which I mean that could be the loading screen.
It could be.
Yeah, we don't know. There could be a lot.
It just looks like they took an idea that was in its infancy in Sword and Shield and are making it its own game.
And that's fine.
And that's
I'm
okay
okay with that.
if it didn't look half-baked. And if it
Dude.
looked like they were adding something to the experience.
I'm sorry. I had the qualms with Sword and Shield for the same reason. I'm sorry, that chat message fucked me up.
Yeah, Pidgeys look great. I would.
Sword and Shield had me
You know
fucked
what?
up.
Honestly, I bet it'd be gamey.
Because even then I said, wow, it kind of doesn't look as good as it should.
No, not at all.
Especially with Game Freak coming out and being like, we had to nix some Pokemon because we remade all the polygon boxes for every Pokemon. And then they didn't.
Yeah.
They literally proved that they didn't, that it was a lie. But even then, I was like, okay, it's their first experience with an open world game with a new platform. I could see why it maybe doesn't look super good. But here you have Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is setting itself up to be the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon.
Okay.
And it looks like Ocarina of Time.
Genshin Impact looks better than Pokemon Arceus. And I don't like Genshin Impact. It just looks better. I could play that on my phone.
Yeah.
And it looks better.
I'm sorry, like I understand it's Nintendo and they get away with a lot, but
They shouldn't.
man,
shouldn't.
this straight up looks like GameCube graphics, bro.
I mean,
And you can't tell me that's the Switch hardware limitations because, again, we have Breath of the Wild. We know what it's capable of.
Pokemon Unite looks better than this. The character
Well,
model.
Pokemon Unite is not a difficult game to render. It's
I'm
a
just
MOBA.
saying, it looks and is frankly more fun as far as I can tell. Just going back to the Wild Zone, I have more fun playing Pokemon Unite than I did running around the Wild Zone, except for raids. Raids are fun.
Well,
Raids
that's-
are tight.
also like that's not even apples and oranges. That oranges.
Why can't fruit be compared?
Why can't fruit be compared? Because that's not even comparing fruit. That's like, that's comparing apples and like McDonald's French fries, which I guess you could do because those are options for the.
Y'all
Happy
have
Meal.
your gripes. but we-
What side would you like?
y'all have your gripes, but we know you're still going to buy it when it comes out. You're goddamn right.
Look, I don't believe anybody has made a claim to the contrary. The record will show that at no point has anybody been like, I'm not gonna get this game.
I don't.
Steve probably won't.
I don't plan on it. Like,
Is it a Pokemon game?
It's a Pokemon game.
Are you gonna buy it?
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. It's a Pokemon
Would you pay
game.
$100 for it too if Nintendo was like,
100? Nah,
Ooh.
that's too much.
I got to see a lot more. I got to see a lot more to convince me to buy it. Right
like-
now, it's
Dude, if I was gonna pay 100, I would get the double pack of Diamond and Pearl, and I'm not doing that. I'm just getting Diamond. Also, I'm really upset that it's not Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl. That would make me much happier.
Shiny summer diamond. You okay there,
Yeah,
boy?
there's a bug.
Little moth.
No, moths don't buzz. The moths are silent until they are flapping against something.
All right. Well, whatever you say. Yeah, no, I don't. That's actually one I don't know if I'm going to buy.
Arceus.
No,
or Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond Pearl.
I never played them originally, so
I
I'm a
did.
little bit more enticed. But
I don't like the remakes usually,
I
and especially because they went with that weird little. If they had done it in the Sword and Shield engine, I probably would have got it. But instead, they gave me this weird little chibi version engine, and I don't like going backwards.
I'll do it again just because like I remember.
Although Cynthia, man.
Dude, have you seen her Chevy model? It's adorable.
Yeah, I do love Cynthia. All right, I'm probably gonna buy it.
that
Lock
didn't, take,
myself
That was
into
the
it.
that
that
was
didn't
the,
take a lot.
that was the tipping point. But yeah, the
You're skipping DP?
Yikes.
There it is.
I was sitting here like, do we
I
make
didn't
the
want
joke?
to say
Do we make the
anything
joke?
more. I didn't want to say.
I'm glad the producer did it. Now we can't. Now we really can't be yelled at.
Yeah, I don't know. But Arceus kind of makes me upset. Just looking at it. Dude, Pokemon Snap looks so good.
I never played outside of in passing the original Pokemon Snap, and I have no desire to play this Pokemon Snap. I hardly have enough energy to go take pictures in real life sometimes, and I love
but
taking pictures.
Imagine doing that, but from the comfort of your couch. You gotta try it, man. I'm not
Just
asking
sounds
you to
like
play
work.
it. I'm just asking you to try it.
It sounds like work.
Just a little.
It's like Pokemon Manage a Restaurant. Would you buy that game? Pokemon Car Wash.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure
Pokemon
it's called, like,
Cafe
Pokemon
exists.
Cafe.
I know.
But to be fair, there's no cafe management there. That's a weird match. Like, what is it? Tum Tum?
Temtem?
No, not Temtem. That's a different Monster Party game. It's the
What are we
the-
trying to get to here?
The little Disney bean characters.
Zoom.
That's that shit. It's like that. The Pokemon are all in that form, and they fill up the container, and you gotta.
Yeah, then it's Bejeweled.
Yeah, it's basically a match 3 puzzle game, which.
Candy Crush. Poke Crush.
So clearly Pokemon Restaurant sells. Maybe Pokemon do your taxes. What'll it take to
Do
skip
you
a
think
Pokemon?
Okay.
Pokemon traders pay taxes?
So
Gyms pay taxes.
Gyms have to. Well, it depends.
Pokemon's kind of a they paint it as being kind of a utopia. Like you never pay. Like at the very least, we know healthcare is free. That's got to come from somewhere.
For the Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon healthcare is free.
I mean, I've never
As a-
gotten hurt. in a
That's what I
Pokemon
mean.
game.
What if you got hurt?
Just
And then-
throw me in that microwave with my fucking
You open your-
Raichu, man. Like,
You
what's
come out of the
worst
hospital.
that'll happen?
Your inventory's negative 6 million coins. Oh no.
Flag. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we've never gotten hurt as the trainer.
No.
Which I am in Legends looking forward to taking a hyper beam for my Piplup.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to dive in front of that like Piccolo.
Please, God, no. Please, Arceus, no. Not anything but my furry growl is getting hurt.
Hot take. Hear me out. We don't know yet, but I am willing to put money on the trainer only gets fucked up by Pokemon until you get to the point in the game where you've captured your first Pokemon.
I don't know that you'll be able to get hurt at all.
So, well, we did see that like the Pokemon can
'cause
attack
they
you,
threaten
the
you.
trainer
Yeah,
directly.
I
But I
think
think
the
that's-
trailer deads that theory because like there's no way you're fighting that giant red-eyed Luxray and
Or Gyarados.
and all of that before you catch your first Pokemon, and you are absolutely having to dodge attacks.
So the first Pokeball is made in that game. And the idea is from what we understand so far, is that capturing Pokemon does not exist in this world yet.
Okay.
And you are studying Pokemon. So it might be a good while of gameplay before you receive your first Pokemon because you might have to do X amount of research to get the Pokeball made.
Did you say you were gonna put money on this?
It sounds like
Because I'll take that bet.
It sounds like the amount of time is going to be Tutorial Island, and then Pokeballs will be readily available.
Yeah, there's no way that part of the game takes any longer than like 45 minutes if you're slogging.
You could order a pizza, and by the time it gets to your house, Pokeballs exist.
All right,
Never before have they existed.
Like I'll take that. I'll
$10
take that bet, dude.
$10?
Yeah.
What's the
Ooh.
threshold?
I mean,
Under an hour.
I'd say yeah.
Game clock. Under an hour.
A game clock hour. I'll take that. I'll
I
take
have
the
no
shit
skin
out
in
of
this.
that bet.
$10?
Nope.
I'll take the shit out of that bet.
They better give you a sword.
Dude,
Pokemon Arceus rated M for mature. You're just stabbing pigeons. Get away from me, you beast.
the meme of the trainer from Diamond and Pearl being like, trainers nowadays, I can't go into the grass because there might be a scary Bidoof in there. And then the trainers from the history region 100 years ago, I'm going to go bare knuckle box that Garchomp. I'm gonna go.
Tall grass alone. There might be a Bidoof.
There might be a Bidoof.
You know,
Who knows what a Bidoof
hold
might
on.
do to my body?
Hold on a second. Because in real life, if there's an animal equivalent to a Bidoof in tall grass, you wouldn't go in the tall grass.
Correct, but also I'm not ready to bare knuckle box a dragon. I'm not.
Well, yeah, correct.
Steve would bare knuckle box an Ursaring.
How big is the Ursaring? How big are Ursarings in real
Probably
life?
about the size of
Level
bears.
12.
Oh, that's easy money. That's a baby Ursa. He knows what? Tackle, scratch, and growl?
Dude, at that point, it's a
Maybe Fury Swipes?
Dude, at that point, it's a 10 years. It's a bear cub. You're just a bully.
Yeah, that's easy.
That
Now,
little dude's gonna be like,
Garchomp-
hey man, you got any
Garchomp-
food?
For the record, just so stream is aware.
Wait. Let's not
No, we're doing
go
it.
down roads we can't come back from.
Just so the stream is aware, Steve thinks he can fight a bear.
There's a lot of context in this. A lot that's being left
The
out.
only context you need is the part where you think you can fight a bear.
Now, what kind of bear and how old it is very important. I'm not,
3-year-old grizzly bear.
no. No.
I feel like as soon as we enter the territory of the North
A
American
1-year-old
grizzly,
panda bear.
I don't know how lethal pandas are or how big a 1-year-old is.
they're not very, like they're still bears.
Well, that's what I
right?
mean.
But-
It's got bear in the name.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
hesitant to say yes.
10-month-old polar bear.
I don't know how quickly polar bears grow.
I think you probably got a year before they're like,
A major threat. Like, am I beating up the Coca-Cola polar bears, little kids, or am I like?
Somewhere in between Papa Bear and those kids from the Coke commercials.
I don't know. I got to do research before I can. I've researched how strong a grizzly or a black bear is. Those are the only two.
research has to be done before he's signing any contracts.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Great, Pokemon University. Yeah, there's no Pokedex. We've seen that as well. And in order for Pokemon to be,
you're filling out the world's first Pokedex.
yeah, but it's a notebook.
Because it's in the past.
But also,
Just written on
one-
crayon at the top.
One
Pokédex.
encounter does not get them into the Pokedex. You have to witness several things for them to be put in the Pokedex.
This just
Like you
sounds-
have to witness a Gyarados using Rage like 10 times.
Oh, this sounds like a job. This game just sounds worse and worse.
Pokemon University.
This just sounds worse as time goes on. My only criticism was that it looked bad. Now it just sounds like a bad experience. I'm responsible for things?
I also
Dude.
don't like the way that Hisuian Growlithe looks.
Growl is one of my favorite
That's-
Pokemon of all time.
That's a real hot take, but I would probably keep that one close to your chest.
Listen.
I-
Growlithe and Arcanine are like two of my OG favorites from
Yeah.
forever. Like it's obviously it's Eevee, every evolution, Sylveon at the top, and then just under the evolutions, it's Arcanine, Growlithe back
Those
to
are your
back.
favorites?
Yeah, dude, I love Eevee and everything about it.
All right. Before, top 3 favorite Pokemon any generation. This is important. It speaks a lot to you as a person.
Top 3 Pokemon of any generation:
Correct.
Sylveon, Eevee, Arcanine. Period.
Okay. I didn't know if you were being exclusive to like earlier Pokemon. I know you said Sylveon, but
Yeah, no, Sylveon, Eevee, Arcanine in that order.
Gengar, Aegislash, and Mimikyu.
I was gonna say Mimikyu's
Yeah.
gotta be.
yeah. Bulbasaur, Machamp, Arcanine.
The only reason I'll give the Growlithe a pass is because it very clearly looks like they're setting up Arcanine to be a food dog. And I'm okay with that.
I can't believe you don't like him. I can't believe you don't like Arcanine with his shaggy, big
No.
old floppy fur mop.
No, it's dumb.
You're dumb.
Okay. It's because we're hurling insults now.
Yeah, that got ad hominem real quick,
Yeah.
and ordinarily I'd apologize, but don't you fucking talk about Growlithe like that.
I don't like the way that dog looks. Well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Also, to loop back in chat, so fuck Professor Oak. Professor Oak has basically become the Thomas Edison of Pokemon, because he's like, it's my new invention, the Pokedex. And you're like, oh, geez, nobody's ever done anything like this before. And he's like, nope,
It's never been done. But it's blank. There's nothing in here.
that's your job.
It's a Gen 1 iPad. There's no apps, no games.
Yo, you got games on your phone? Mom, it's my 10th birthday. All right, here's a rat. Don't come back until you've traveled the country.
But I need an education, Mother. I need food.
That's awesome because like food still costs money. You're just expected to go and shake down the trainers you beat, which is why it's a good thing that there are so many dipshit bug catchers in Viridian Forest. Let's have a battle with my 4 Metapods. You don't have an offense. You can't win this. You can't win this at all.
It's 4 Metapods that only know Harden.
Because it's not even like you caught the Metapods. You didn't even catch Caterpie, which I don't understand why a Caterpie forgets
How to tackle.
how to tackle. Because you catch a Metapod or a Kakuna, the only thing it has is Harden. So this dipshit went out there, caught 4 of them, was like, all right, I'm ready. Oh man, I should have had some kind of offensive strategy going into this, I think. Because now this kid's going to beat me up and take all my money.
So the reason why I can answer this question actually, because there is a canonical reason why wild Metapods don't have tackle. So Caterpie in like the Pokemon universe canon technically doesn't need a level to evolve. Just enough time passes, it will evolve into Metapod. It never has to receive combat experience. And so it's a caterpillar. If it never learns how to tackle because it was never in combat.
See, what you've just done is you've opened up the floor for how the fuck does a caterpillar tackle anything? Have you seen a caterpillar move? There's no way a caterpillar is
big
going
caterpillar.
to
Yeah, it's a large caterpillar.
Like, it's huge.
Scale up a real life caterpillar and it comes at you quick, you're gonna be afraid.
It jumps, bro.
which is insane because caterpillars don't do that.
I think that
Caterpillars cannot jump. They're
I feel like there's a breed of animal that looks like a caterpillar that can leap. There's some insect that looks
the
like a
insect
caterpillar
kingdom is
that
wild
can jump.
and a very terrifying place, which is probably why there's a bug catcher in the first place. Because people are like, oh man, bugs! Look at all this crazy.
Which, with your definition of how useless a Caterpie and a Metapod are, how did they survive in the
Sorry,
Pokemon
I have
world?
to interrupt you. Generally speaking, jumping caterpillars happen, but they are rare.
So it can be.
So shiny Caterpies can jump.
Yes.
Only a small number of species routinely jump. The best known is the best known is the caterpillar that lives in Mexican jumping beans.
Are you telling me that Mexican jumping beans are only jumping beans because they have a caterpillar in them?
Yes. Hey, hold on. I have a question before you go. What did you think made him jump?
Magic.
Magic.
Dreams are dying today.
All right. Now that I know Mexican jumping beans aren't real.
Well, they're real.
Next, you're going to tell me Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy aren't real?
Did you just exit stage to go call someone and let them know? Hey, I just found out some devastating news. I need to talk to somebody immediately.
Called up your dad. How long have you known?
All you hear is through the phone on the other end. What?
All right, but who played at the grand opening of the South Park Mall? One of our parents.
One of our parents.
Who played at my birthday party last year? One of our parents. But who's the guitar player for Guns N' Roses? One of our parents, dude. What aren't you getting? My parents told me Slash wasn't real when I was 4. South Park, always a banger. Hot take. But speaking of hot takes, we got some meat and potatoes there.
Yeah, the meat and the taters.
One of the long-standing questions that has plagued the otaku community. Anime or manga? What's better? What's worse? And why do I want to read fight scenes?
Oh.
Here to report on that is Steve.
So, there's something to be said about the pure distillation of manga. They're just the raw story, the way that the writer wanted it to be, the exact imagery they wanted to portray. And for most of your favorite anime and movies and all of this, the story's done. Or way, way further ahead than the anime is. Now, I'm not saying don't watch the anime. You should always do what makes you happy. But you should absolutely read the manga.
You realize that you are absolutely, just so we're clear, just so we're starting off on an even plane, that being that way also makes you like one of those people that it's like, oh my God, I love Harry Potter movies. Did you read the books?
Possibly. And I will die a long fought battle on that hill.
It's fine, as long as you're just aware.
Not to. I know this isn't the point, and I don't even really bang with Harry Potter all like that. But I will say that what happens in the movies is so loosely connected to what's going on in the books by, like, I'd say probably the fifth one. From the fifth one on, you're getting like 30-40% of a story. Like, and that's just...
Hear me out. All novel adaptations are like that.
Well, right, and
because if you don't watch the extended edition of Lord of the Rings, you are losing so much of each book. And even when you watch the extended edition and you've burned through the 20 hours of media, you've still lost quite a bit of content.
But we don't need to bring Lord of the Rings into this. That's probably good for a different episode.
That's why it's called an adaptation.
So, I mean, you know, by that definition, then we're looking at the anime adaptation of a manga?
Sure.
Right, absolutely. I don't want to read fight scenes.
It's the...
Now, just so everybody's clear, too, Steve basically exclusively reads manga at this point.
It used to be, I mean, like most of us, I didn't even know what manga was when I started watching anime.
Right.
And then your mom, your dad, your friends, whatever, you go to a mall, you go to Barnes & Noble, you go to your local bookstore, and you find these little backwards books that read wrong, and you're like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is that show that I like. And then fast forward into my 30s, and now I have a schedule every week of all the mangas I read.
You have a very different my first manga experience than I do.
My first manga that I ever held in my hand that I bought with my own dollary dues was a manga called Rave Master.
Bro!
Which was from the same guy who does Fairy Tail. And I thought it was so dope.
The worst part was you said Rave Master, and I went, oh God, Fairy Tail.
Yep. I thought it was so dope. And then I saw that they made an anime way later. And I'm like, oh, that's that old manga I used to read. And they're both terrible. They're both bad.
Violet goes, Steve, is the schedule color-coded?
It should be. It's you know what it is? Kengan Ashura Raws come out on Wednesdays. Their translations are on Thursdays, which is when My Hero Raws are, on Thursdays. Boruto, which I read, they're once a month. Dragon Ball Super, once a month.
Yo, can you believe that they made an entire anime about
Don't.
Boruto's dad?
How dare you? Bleach just came back in manga form, and it was spectacular. It was very good.
Bleach? More like black.
I don't want to be here. What's Mom's calling? I gotta go. I can't.
But
I don't hate Bleach. It's funny to rile you guys up.
The problem between the two, like I'll go back and I'll watch fights after they've been animated because it's dope to see it in action. But there's a tragedy at certain anime adaptations of mangas where they butcher the story or they leave things out. As in, I don't know if either of you have watched it, Promise Neverland. Promise Neverland was recently adapted. Fantastic manga. It's done. It's been done for like a year. Absolutely brilliant. First season, very strong. Second season, they left out an entire arc of the manga with a vital character. Or Seven Deadly Sins.
Oof.
Spectacular first season on Netflix.
amazing.
Absolute dog shit ever since. And if you want to read a fight that's good, read anything involving Escanor. Because I can promise you, it's better.
So the reason why Escanor's fights absolutely translate to manga is because Escanor does not fight anybody.
Oh, he does in the manga.
No. That man does not fight anybody. He obliterates everybody in his path. Until what? Until he fights Zeldris?
I mean, his fight with Meliodas.
I mean,
Okay.
That was like a draw.
dude.
But
so,
like, Escanor just walks up. His fight scene is all talking, and then he makes one hammer move, and they're obliterated.
And then he unleashes the sun. He throws the sun at them. And then because you're not Escanor and you're like, oh God, I don't know how to deal with the sun coming at my face from that close, you just get incinerated because he weaponizes a nuclear fusion reactor and then throws it at your face. There's not a whole lot of, let me counter that.
Question, real quick. Are you going to watch it?
Seven Deadly Sins?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay, cool.
Probably not.
New season of Seven Deadly Sins, spoilers. When Esther Rosa turned out to be the Archangel, asspull.
No.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Not the story that we're talking about. Just going back to asspools.
Just saying.
Just
saying. We absolutely had a discussion before the show started about how anime has a tendency to sometimes just pull ideas out of a hat. Like,
no, that's not it. We said anime protagonists get in shitty scenarios because their writers write them into corners, and then they ass pull a solution. Like Blech.
it's called
Bleach.
Deus Ex Machina.
Bleach. How would you call him? Would you say Aizen's
Sasuke
name?
Aizen.
No, you messed up both parts. You didn't say
Sasuke Aizen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sasuke Aizen. When everybody's favorite Bleach antagonist, Sasuke Aizen, fuses with the Hogyoku and kills everybody, nearly everybody, kills, not literally. And then they ass pull Ichigo's final power.
The only reason that was ass pull though is because he got powers back after that. If it had just been that he sacrificed all of his power to do that thing, to bring Aizen's energy, whatever you want to call it, his Reiatsu down far enough for Urahara's magic inside magic
Also a
trap, which I mean.
For his trap card to activate.
Then it becomes that's I feel like that's a reasonable sacrifice. I gave up all of this power to defeat this gigantic foe. Now I'm a chump again. And if that's where it had ended, by the way, Bleach is the most perfect show you'll ever watch. But it continues.
Let's circle back because I think Darth has a point here, and I think it's a point that will remain to be seen. Like manga, like books, has a lot more time to meander, to build what they need to build, to tell the story they're telling, where episodes either have to stretch for content or condense it. Name one movie in cinema history.
American Psycho.
That is
Fight Club.
That is a book, like the movieization of a novel
Fight Club.
where the book isn't better than the movie. If you say Fight Club, it's because you haven't read it.
Jurassic Park. Movie version of Jurassic Park is way better than the book.
There's a book for Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
I think Jurassic Park got a novelization after the fact.
No,
Michael
Michael
Crichton
Crichton
wrote
wrote
the
Jurassic
original.
Park, and then Steven Spielberg turned it into a movie. They're actually really different.
He's right.
And the book is like, I guess in the same way that some people seem to think that Ernest Hemingway is a good writer.
So then can we distinguish this then? Because is that Steven Spielberg turning the book into a movie, or Steven Spielberg being inspired by the books and created a movie with the same name?
He turned the book into a movie. He just was like, I'm gonna change some of these characters around because some of these characters are dog shit.
Okay, so we've got one movie in the history of cinema.
I mean, so far we've been at this for what, 3.5 minutes? I mean, this is
Can you think about any more off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head.
Right. And I feel like it works that way for manga too. Like, majority of the time, probably read the manga. It's going to have better pacing because the storyteller is deciding the pacing of the story, not a studio who has to adapt it and meet corporate deadlines.
Except for the end of Bleach. Going on.
Back to Bleach. I do think that plays a part into it, but at the same time, and I don't know if I've said this yet. I
Dude,
don't
my
wanna
man
read
Darth
fight
is
scenes.
windmilling them. He's windmilling these at us.
Let's see, 1, 2.
The Godfather, No Country for Old Men, Devil Wears Prada.
I mean, that's 3.
We could Google some, I'm sure.
Uh,
I just think,
most of the Bond movies.
see, but my problem is I feel like the offensive goes one way for the majority. So I'll watch the anime. I'll absolutely will watch the animes. But how many people do you know that you've been like, hey, you should read the manga, and they actually read the manga? Few and far between people. Getting people
Probably
to
about as many books that were better
made
as
into
movies.
movies.
The movies that were better.
I have dozens of. I spent years trying to convince friends to read the mangas for shows they like, before they finally gave in. But somebody could tell you tonight on a chat, they're like,
Oh, I have been
hey,
telling Tom to read the My Hero manga for a very long time.
oh no, but exactly. But if somebody in chat was like, hey, you guys should watch this random ass anime I found last night. Oh yeah, I'll give it a watch. Sure, no skin off my bones. I'll watch it. I'll give 30 minutes to it.
Reading takes a lot more effort than turning it on my TV does.
You
I
could-
have to turn on my imagination.
You could blitz through chapters in a manga in minutes in the time it takes to watch one episode of a manga or one episode of an anime.
This is a lot like, okay, so I don't have any problems with manga. I think if not for manga, I wouldn't have most of the stuff I like. But in the same way that I have never purchased a pop figure, because I know where that leads.
Here's my question. This is going to seem random, but I have a point here. Follow me.
Oh,
Okay.
You like food, right?
this is
Nah.
okay. Hold on.
Terrible.
Do you like food? Do you like to cook?
Yeah.
What's better for you? Cooking or eating the food you've cooked? What is more enjoyable for you? The act of cooking or eating the food you cooked?
Typically eating the food.
See-
But there are times I enjoy cooking more than the finished product. If I'm cooking for someone else.
Okay, but typically it's just you.
Sure.
Because let me ask you a question. Would you read a manga with your significant other or would you watch an anime?
I'd do both. I'd happily if I
Would
could
you
find
sit there and
hold
share
on.
a book and
If
turn
I could find a
pages?
partner who will really read manga with me, I'll fight a grizzly bear for her. I'll fight 2 polar bears. I don't care.
Is she gonna sit in your lap and you read the pages together? We gotta go backwards
Possibly.
here.
Sure.
Probably not.
No, that'll never happen. I'll die without realizing that dream. I've accepted it.
Right. So you'll watch something.
Sure.
Just like you might enjoy the cooking if it was for 2 people instead of 1.
Yeah, probably.
So it's different. We're talking about by yourself.
Would you rather go to a buffet of B quality food, but it's a buffet and it's there and it's readily available and it requires little to no effort?
Tom and I have proven
Or-
this several times.
Dude, you were with us one time we did that.
I didn't name the buffet. Because the buffet I'm thinking of, which is where you're thinking of, I would go for every meal of the day. And I intentionally redacted the name. It's Golden Corral. Or
We're gonna get sued now.
Or would you rather have the finest premium cut of beef,
Look, this
How much of it?
12 ounces, cooked to perfection?
Well, perfection for me is fucking raw, so sure.
So you'd have the premium cuts or the Golden Corral meat sweats?
This metaphor started off sloppy and is getting worse as time goes on.
Hold
He
on.
brought food into it.
I'm aware.
I'm ending it with food.
No, my point had a point. Different strokes, different
My point
folks.
has a point.
Both require each
What
other.
is my point
It
rounded?
insists upon itself.
Manga is the cooking, and then anime is the food. I like the food. You like the cooking.
But I like food too. Anime is a buffet. It's no effort. It's there. It's ready. Consume as much as you want with no difficulty, no prep. Manga is a delicious meal cooked exactly the way you
I
want.
can't tell if he's cleaning his glasses or if he has something to say.
It might just be disgust.
Again, this started off as a sloppy metaphor.
Look, I'm not saying that manga is bad in any regard. I do love reading manga. But when I gotta click a button every 4 seconds,
Our
Tap the
ancestors,
screen. You tap
instead
the
of-
screen. Just-
our ancestors are turning in their graves that you're inconvenienced by. Oh, well, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that for 20 minutes.
I got a joke that I can't make on stream, but we're gonna get there. When I can just turn something on my TV and lay there and be brain dead.
That's just.
I also like colors.
here's
I prefer colorized manga 100% of the time. But week to week manga does not have color, and I have ADHD.
the things that I love about anime that I'm going to miss going back to manga, because I traditionally watch anime, and I would, if I did start reading, I would start reading mangas of stuff that I have already seen. Especially now, things like when a scene is directed in such a way with there being voice acting, because like that's the dream career.
Yep.
And I have a tremendous amount of respect for all of the amazing voice actors that are in the field today. But also things like music. Who was it? Caleb City that was like, "Yo, what's good with your no open and having face ass?"
Oh.
No, that was Griffey.
Griffey.
What's
Now-
up with your no opener having face ass?
So like there's things that I have grown accustomed to that their absence would wind up detracting
Yeah,
from
I
the
agree there.
experience for me.
Manga is very straightforward. You are getting the story, no side quests.
See, I think another part of it, for me at least, is my patience is a lot shorter than it used to be when it comes to storytelling. Because, so, we talked about this before we started filming. The idea that my hero, we'll use My Hero as an example, it's one of the most popular anime in the world right now. My Hero's newest season in the manga is what, 2 years old? Maybe?
About a year.
About a year.
Yeah, because you got to think we're at the meta-human liberation front, so like that's.
I feel like that was a year.
Oh yeah, man, where you at in
That's
the
it. That was
manga?
like a year
Oh
ago.
yeah, we just got to the part. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You'll always be way behind. But so
I
while
want to know what happens.
So while I get that, you do understand why they do that, right?
Well, yeah.
Because they tried that once with Full Metal Alchemist, and look what happened.
We got 2 shows.
We had to because one was garbage.
we got 2 of them.
We got 2 shows, and you don't. To be fair, like you don't realize the first one's bad until you see the second one.
Brotherhood.
Whoa. The first Full Metal's not. It's not terrible.
Stop.
It's fine. It is a. It
Have
is
you
a
watched
perfectly.
it since you saw Brotherhood?
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
hold
man.
on. Hold on a second.
What if you had seen Brotherhood and then you saw Full Metal Alchemist, the original?
I did that. I did that to Danielle. And she was so mad. She got like
They're
4
nowhere-
or 5 episodes into original Full Metal, and she went, "What is this? And why is it so awful?"
It's nowhere near as good, but it was great when it was the only option.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It was the only Full Metal. I was like, this is really dope. But then when Brotherhood came out, it's like, oh, that is really dope.
Right,
Yeah,
and then
dude,
they had
this
to pour
is
the budget
fine.
into making 2 animes when they could have just waited,
Yeah,
like they should, and just make one good one.
sure.
Which is why the manga is so far ahead, so they have enough source material to keep making episodes if something were to happen.
Dude, it's like, remember when you were watching Bleach and you were like, oh man, we in Fuego Mundo, stuff's getting wild. And then the next episode is like that really weird Aladdin, Alibaba. Like, I have to go save my friends. And because I was altered at the time, I was like, what is happening? How did we get here? I missed something important. I had to have missed something important for Ichigo to be going through all of this nonsense.
Fantastic point. The concept of what the homunculi were in the original versus what the homunculi were in Brotherhood, I think overall.
Well, every time someone performs human transmutation, one of us says that was dumb.
I thought that was a way better origin story for the homunculi than just.
No, it's purge sins. I love that.
The whole reason that I didn't like the original concept for homunculi, right, is that okay? So I will accept the postulate that human transmutation is a taboo, but like, there's a lot of stuff that's super illegal that you're not supposed to do,
That we
and
do
I
on a
guarantee
daily
you,
basis.
anything that just popped into your head has happened 4 times today. So the idea that there were only 7 is insane to me.
Yeah, no, I
Only 7 people attempted that,
We
and they
are
were all connected to the
100%.
main characters somehow? That's nutty.
We are
That's bonkers.
100% on the same page. I loved the fact that in Brotherhood they were like, so wait, why is it taboo to perform human transmutation? Like, oh, so someone doesn't build an army. Duh.
Well, there's
That was
also,
the perfect reason for it because the government said so because
there's
they didn't
also-
want you to overthrow them.
there's also a price for human transmutation in Brotherhood.
Uh,
You give up something. Roy Mustang lost his eyesight.
I mean, there was always a price, but like, dude, I feel like there are.
in practice, of course, the original homunculi would have. I mean, but we're focusing on a small story.
we have to. We needed to break a while ago, but I'm gonna break this up real quick. Human transmutation.
About 10 minutes.
Human transmutation you do not have to pay that price. That comes from an imperfect transmutation. You are trying to break the law of equivalent exchange. That's when you pay the price. When human transmutation done right with the cost of a human soul,
Okay.
there is no backlash.
Okay, I'll accept that. There were probably a bunch, but they don't survive.
Oh yeah,
I'll buy that.
yeah. Dante can't just run around the world every time some kid wants to bring back their dead parents.
Every time some kid's trying to fix their dead mom. This is anime. That happens a lot.
There's a lot of
are you
dead
boys
parents out
doing?
there.
We're doing anime.
magic.
You know what to do, Al. You got it. I meant shoot back, but whatever.
But no, yeah, when human transmutation is performed properly with the equivalent exchange in check, there's no backlash to the user. We see that all the time. The reason why human transmutation backfired is because they weren't meeting the equivalent exchange gate.
Because you had an 11 and a 10-year-old attempting to perform advanced calculus in the basement with chalk.
They did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, but like they're gonna fuck up. They're kids. I'm an adult and I fuck up things all the time.
Oh, daily.
What don't I fuck up is a much shorter list. But on that note, I think that's a good segue. We are going to take a break. Before we take a
Who
break,
gets the potion?
how many do we got? I'm going to roll a die.
1, 2, oh wait, but that are actual subscribers,
Followers.
right? Followers. Well, it looks like everybody's following us, so we'll just roll the dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 7. We have one new person.
7. If it's a nat 1, we set it on fire in the basement.
Yes.
Bet. Ready, and 8.
Right. So
So
that's
now we
gonna be
set it
number
on-
7.
Whatever 7 is on the list.
Oh.
7. Vix 814.
Neat.
I didn't do it. Yeah, that's.
You didn't do it? You literally just did it.
That's what it was.
It's on camera, though. Everybody witnesses.
That's what it was.
All right, we'll roll again. That's not fair. We can't give things to my wife.
2, 3.
Well, it's 3 minus the nat 1, so 2.
Why didn't we? why
Man,
didn't we
my
just-
system seemed really cool, but we could have thought
Oh,
that out.
it goes to Dart Decisive.
My boy.
Hit me up on the book face. Let me get your address. You're getting a cool Pokemon potion. But we'll be back.